Welcome to Beyond Just Money. My name is Samta, and today with us we have the Director of Research of Kalkine Limited, Ms. Hina Chaudhary, as a guest speaker. Today we are going to discuss the IPO market of UK and how is it looking this year, along with valuable insights on what an IPO market is for beginners. Welcome, Hina, to Beyond Just Money. IPO, or as we say, initial public offering, is the first opportunity for shareholders to invest in a company. Can you take our listeners through what exactly is an IPO and how does it work?
Thanks, Samta, for having me on the show. It is always a pleasure to share insights in markets so that our listeners can take well-informed decisions. Now, IPOs, or initial public offering, as the name clearly suggests, is the first sale of stocks by a company. And to put it simply, when a company decides to go public and start selling its shares to common public, it issues an IPO. Now, why do companies go public? Simply because different business models, they have different business needs, they have different requirements. Some go public to raise capital to fund expansion, some go public to pay debts, while some go public to monetize assets or just to improve their public profile. When a company wants to go public for any of its business needs, as I just spoke about, the IPO process kickstarts. First, an audit of the company, and then financials, that is being conducted, and if everything is in order, the company prepares a registration statement to file with the appropriate exchange commission like the SEC. Then the stock exchange approves or rejects the application after reviewing the same. Now, if the IPO application is approved, the company then lists a defined number of stocks or shares that it plans to put up for sale through the chosen stock exchange. Now, who sets the IPO price? It's basically, it's set by generally an investment bank. The company nominates an investment bank who does the valuation of the business, or some expert in that area who does the valuation of the business and sets the initial stock price. So that's how IPOs are primarily charted out.
Thank you, Hina, for a quick touch base on the basics of IPO and the process. But how is the UK IPO market looking in 2021 to you?
So, if I talk about London primarily, the IPO market was surprisingly upbeat in 2020 amidst the pandemic. A good number of big names like the Hut Group, which runs a fast-growing online platform for beauty and health products, Kaspi, which controls the third largest bank in Kazakhstan, and smart meter company 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐜𝐸, they joined the LSE last year. Global reinsurer 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐜𝐸 Holdings, software reseller Bytes Technology, eyewear firm Inspecs, and then FRP Advisory, a restructuring specialist company. They were some of the names that we saw as coming out with IPOs in 2020. 2021 looks exciting as well as far as the IPO market is concerned. During the pandemic, technology emerged as the new theme, as we all understood, and we can expect a handful of tech stocks in action too. Now, also taking cues from the Hut Group's blockbuster IPO, more tech firms are expected to launch in 2021. Tech biggies like Deliveroo and then Darktrace, they are reported to be coming up with their IPO in London soon, and we are going to hear a lot from these kind of companies in the months of March and so on. Now, apart from the technology sector, EG Group, that runs over 6,000 petrol forecourts under well-known brands like BP, Shell, Esso, and Taxago, is aiming for a £10 billion valuation with its IPO in 2021. Veterinary services outfit IVC Evidensia is also targeting a valuation of around £10 billion. Now, huge player in the international payments market, TransferWise, is considering going public this year. So we have many such names coming up, and then we, as I spoke about, Darktrace and Deliveroo, these are also expected to list themselves on LSE this year. So Darktrace is the first company to develop a cybersecurity platform driven by AI, artificial intelligence, though there are still doubts for the IPO to come exactly, as per the tentative timelines, but reports are suggesting that it might list during the later half of 2021. On the other hand, if I talk about delivery company Deliveroo, it is thought to be a likely candidate for an IPO this year. Now, as we have seen, market growth for takeaway delivery drives accelerated during the pandemic, and more companies starting, using Deliveroo. There is a good insight, or I would say, thing developing at that front. So the company is in a good shape and is looking at going public. Now, Moonpig, which is an online card and gift retailer, could be one of the first IPOs of the London market this year. It is another business that benefited during the pandemic, giving tough competition to older rivals that are not, digitally savvy. Then we also have Scottish brewer Brewdog that is readying itself for an IPO in 2021. Now, online reviews platform Trustpilot is also expected to launch itself in the first half of 2021. The need to verify online reviews growing during the pandemic. As you know, online shopping saw a surge, so this has seen a good traction. So there is another, this is another company that saw growth during the pandemic, and therefore Trustpilot is also kind of gearing on these side of things. Then, a few other names that can launch their IPO in 2021. We have, iconic boot maker Dr. Martens, then PensionBee, independent video games developer TinyBuild, Music Magpie, and European beauty platform �beautyBay. These are some of the other names that are coming, are being talked about this year. So all in all, I think 2021 may be a power year for IPO market, specifically when I talk about London. It's just to see which ones really make it or break it on the exchanges this year. That will be a crucial bit to watch for sometime.
Thank you, Hina. And as you rightly mentioned, 2021 indeed looks like an exciting year to watch for London's IPO market. And thank you so much for sharing your insights with our listeners. And to our listeners who want to listen to this podcast again, please log on to our website, which is kalkinemedia.com, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we will see you very soon with yet another insightful episode of Beyond Just Money. Until then, as we say, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine, your best guide.